Good night. Well, it's Ivan Mayor. Hope you guys enjoyed my show I made. I made, what, 2 videos today? 2 videos, right? I made my burger. My burger was amazing. My burger was amazing. I made today, right now. If you make it hamburgers, oh yeah, I do. My hamburgers are pretty good. They're good, obviously. Yeah. I have 6 smokes, so that's enough for me for today, right? I mean, is it tempting to start the SHL Pro Hockey League? Yeah, it is. It's fucking tempting. Who knows? Maybe if I pay the fee, if I'm king when I'm 50, I might perhaps start the SHL Pro Hockey League. But I'd rather be movie star than be a pro hockey player right now. What if I'm not good, right? So it's risky, obviously. Because the board of governors will tell me, yeah, if you want your league to make money, you have to be the star of the league with the other star players. Like, you have to be the face of the league, Ivan, the face of your team with the other star players. Because in all pro sport leagues, all the star players are the face of the league. Like in the NFL, you have the quarterbacks, like Patrick Mahomes, all those guys, right? Yeah. For hockey, you have all the star players, the offensive star players and defensive star players, like Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews, Ovechkin. Those are all the faces of the league, right? Taos and the other guys, yeah. This visual tell me, yeah, Ivan, I'll support you if you want to be a pro hockey player, but what if you're not good, Ivan? What if you're not good? That's the thing, though. What if I'm not a good player, man? What if I'm not a star player? I can't just be a good player. No, I have to be a star player for the league to really make money. Like scoring, I gotta be putting up like 30 plus goals a season, 30, 40, 50, 60 goals a season. If that's what they'll tell me, yeah, you have to be a star player if you want this thing to really generate money. But even if I started the SHL Pro Hockey League and I did not play in the league would probably do as much as like the NFL, maybe 20 billion in sales. But if I play in the league, I'm a star player. On the star player league, the league will do 60 billion, 70 billion in revenue, something crazy. Obviously. I don't play in the league, the revenue will do probably as much as the NFL, maybe 22 billion around. It'll probably peak at the NFL's level in revenue. It'll beat out the NBA because they know Ivan owns the league. But if I'm not playing in the league, it won't generate as much revenue, obviously. Yeah. Because why, right? Because why, yeah, Ivan, you're why, you're God. You gotta be a star player in the league, Ivan. You want this thing to work. You want this thing to make like tens of billions, like 50 plus billion. You gotta play in the league. But what if you're not good? That's the thing, though. What if I'm not good? It's risky, man. What if I'm not a great player? What if I can't keep up with these amazing athletes? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because these are the best hockey players in the world, man. They know how to shoot pucks. They're amazing power skaters. Like, they know how to stick handle. They're fucking the best players in the world. Like, what if I can't keep up with those guys? It's risky. That's how I should be moving out of media, right? Sarah? Yeah. All right, man, you're really tempted. Yeah, I am tempted to start that Pro Hockey League, but I'm not going to pass it up over being a movie star. Are you fucking crazy? Being a movie star is much better than playing pro hockey. Playing pro hockey is fun, too. Because I will be living the life as a pro hockey player, too, man. Or partying up with all my teammates and everything, yeah. After the game, we go to like the club, we party up and get drunk and everything, yeah. Living the life. Obviously. If you're a star player, playing pro hockey is obviously fun. Almost as fun as being a movie star. Being a movie star is better, obviously. But it's risky, the Pro Hockey League. What if I'm not good, man? Yeah, I know I have higher potential than even Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid because I have the God gene, but I guarantee you I'm not going to peak at their level. I don't think I can do the stuff those guys did, man. I don't think I can do that, man. That's not normal. That's godlike stuff, man. I don't think I can do that. Obviously, I'm sorry. So you got Carmen, yeah, you got a good point there. Even though I love to use how that Pro Hockey League, what if you're not good? Yeah, what if I'm not good, guys? It's risky, man. What if I'm not? What if I can't keep up with those guys, man? Those guys are the fucking best hockey players in the world. Right, some Sarah. Yeah. Yeah. I'd have to invest like $13 billion of my money into the league. But what if I only make the only way I'll ever even consider starting Pro Hockey League, I have to at least make like my like $30 billion plus. If I make less than that, I'm not gonna invest money in that. At least 25 billion plus to start that league. Because I will make my money back after one season, obviously, but it'll cost me like $13 billion of I probably am gonna make like 25 to even maybe $30 billion off the book, maybe even 40 billion. So I could invest $13 billion into the league. But starting a Pro Hockey League is much more expensive than starting a film studio. Film studio, I only have to put like $350, $400 million towards the studio lot, and I put $3 billion towards the movie and $600 million towards the game, and that's it. Whereas for Pro Hockey League, if you want to bear in the NHL, you got to put like $13 billion towards that. Something crazy, $13 billion. Yeah, 12.5, $13 billion towards the league. 25-team league, 13 teams in Canada, 12 teams in the States. You have to build the arenas. You have to hire your board of governors. Those are the first people you have to hire. $200 million salary cap towards each team for the budget for each team. That way, you can pay the players more money than what they make in the NHL. You have to pay the presidents, the GMs, the coaches, the assistant coaches, the court managers, the press, sport anchors, play-by-play, color commentators, the camera guys who film the games. You have to pay those guys too. You have to get paid, man. A lot of costs. Obviously, people who work at the concession stands for the games, you have to pay those guys too, right? You have to get paid those guys. When people want to get food and get beer for the SHL games, you have to pay those guys too, right? A lot of costs. Stat keepers, you have to pay those guys too. You keep track of the stats, right? Chartered team flights for each team. You have to put like $35 million towards like a 25 seat jet for each team for all the coaches and the players when they travel in away games. Yeah. Facility maintenance. That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's risky. Yeah, what if I'm not? Like, what if I can't keep up with these guys, right? These are the best hockey players in the world, man. Come on. The best of the best, right? But I have genes, man. The fact that I wrote my book, and my book is the greatest novel ever with little experience. That's why I know my father did give me the genes to be successful in whatever I want to do, man. I have the genes, man. You guys heard my raps, yeah, you're an amazing rapper, yeah. I blew your mind with my raps. I blew your mind with my book. If I train for hockey, I think I'll be an amazing player too. But what if I'm not good, man? It's risky. I don't want to take that risk. I'm sorry. That's my point, right? I don't want to take that risk. Like, what if I'm not good, man? Is it too late for Carmen Davis and Crosby and all those guys? Yeah, it is. Hypothetically speaking, if I did start that Pro Hockey League, let's say I started the Pro Hockey League, it's too late for Sidney Crosby and Carmen Davis and all those guys. It's too late for those guys. They're already well into their career in the NHL. Yeah. Crosby's already hitting retirement age. He might play until he's maybe 44, 45, and he's done after that. Crosby. McDavid will probably play until he's in his early 40s and he's done. And Ovechkin is like, I think this is his final season. I think after the season he's done. He's like 40, Ovechkin. Sidney Crosby, I think, is 39. Turning 39. Ovechkin is 40. These guys are done. They're hitting even though Sidney Crosby is still playing amazing at his age, he can only play well for so long. He probably has another maybe 5 years left and he's done, man. Sidney Crosby, right? I mean, David has another maybe 11, 12 years, but I mean, by the time I start the league, McDavid will be like in his 40, about 40. It's too late for those guys. If they're all going to feel like shit, yeah, I mean, we miss out on an opportunity, man, to be, to play in Ivan's Pro Hockey League, which is better than the Gatekeepers NHL. I wish I was drafted in this league and I got to be a legend in this league and get paid all that money, right? More than what I make in the NHL. Because Sidney Crosby only peaked at like 12 million in the NHL. Yeah. McDavid peaked at 13.5 million. Ovechkin peaked, I think, at 14 million in the NHL. I think Austin Matthews is making about like $16, $17 million. The NHL, the highest you can make is like about $17 million. That's their peak. The NHL, because the NHL doesn't have as deep of pockets as like the NFL and the NBA. They have deep pockets. It's a rich league. But they don't have the kind of money that the NBA and the NFL has. As those players, the star players in those leagues make more money than the star NHL players, obviously, right? Yeah. Because hockey's not that popular in the States. Pretty popular, but not that popular compared to basketball and football. But it's very popular in Canada. Hockey is Canada's sport. In Canada, everyone talks about the hockey players. In the States, they talk about the hockey players a little bit. They talk mainly about the basketball players and the football players. That's how it works in the States, right? They don't really care about hockey, the guys in the States. That's why the NHL is the least popular of the the big pro sport leagues. Obviously. Sorry? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, right. And if you're in your 40s, you won't be able to play pro hockey. Nah, man. Even though I'm like I don't know, let's say I'm king when I'm like 42, 43, something happens in my cells whereby I look like I'm 30. I feel like I'm 30 years old. I'm young forever. I feel like I'm like 30 years old, so I can play for like 30 years in the league, obviously. But the question is, how will I be a good player? That's the question. Like, I can hire the best hockey trainers to train me and everything, but what if I play and I can't keep up with these guys? I can't play at their level. So it's risky. Because the Board of Governors will tell me, yeah, man, if you want your league to generate your tens of billions, man, you got to be a star player. You got to be the face of the league with these other star players. As the star players in the NHL are obviously the face of the league. Sidney Crosby, McDavid, Ovechkin, all those guys, Austin Matthews are all the face of the NHL, man, because they're star players. In the league, you have to be a star player, Ivan, and put up points, assists, and points and goals. You have to score goals. Yeah, you got to score at least your 30 plus goals a season, Ivan. 30, 40, 50 goals a season if you really want this league to thrive. Because it's all about you, Ivan. You're the main event. Yes, the star players, the fans love them too, but the fans love me a lot more. But why, obviously? Yeah. Sorry? Except my contract is not with the GMs. My contract is with the Board of Governors because I own the league. So the GMs don't pay Ivan a salary. Ivan gets revenue from the league revenue. The profits go to him and he puts money back into the league. Obviously, that's how it works. The billions go to me because I'm the one who owns the league. I'm a star player, but I also own the league, right? Well, I'm going to let the Board of Governors run the league on my behalf, and the presidents and GMs are going to run the teams and everything. Player personnel, they're responsible for scouting all the players per team. Best players in the juniors in Canada, best players NCAA in the States, and best players in Europe and other places around the world. The best hockey players will be scouting. And I'll have an SHL draft too and everything. Draft the best players around the world. That way your league is better than NHL, Ivan. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's why Sidney Crosby and Dave Ryan, man. Don't do that, man. If you do that, you're going to crush us, man. You missed on an opportunity. They missed on the opportunity, man. Too late for those guys. Yeah, we got to be star players, but we're star players in the fucking gatekeepers NHL. But Ivan's SHL Pro Hockey League is better than the NHL. He has better training facilities, programs for the athletes, and you can pay them more. And if you pay the players more, they're going to work harder for you, Ivan. You're going to get a better performance on the ice than even the players in the NHL, because I'm paying the players more money. Money talks. You pay the players more, they work harder for the team, right? They work harder. They work even harder. They train harder. They work harder because they have a better job, right? They're making more money than what they make in the NHL. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's how it works. Yeah. So who are the first people you have to hire first? Well, hypothetically speaking, if I saw this Pro Hockey League, the SHL Pro Hockey League, Regent will support me, obviously. You should do a music. The first people you have to hire, Ivan, is the Board of Governors who are going to run your league. And you have to pay them a lot of money. Obviously, pay them a good, like maybe $10 million salary, $10 million a year to run your league. You have to pay those guys $20 million a year. You only need a good maybe 7, 8 people as a Board of Governors to run your league. That's enough. 10 people maybe. 10, 11 people. You can pay those guys like 5, 10 million a season. You can give them raises per season for their salary. They're responsible for running your league. The Board of Governors. And they're going to walk me through everything, what I have to do. Okay, Ivan, you want, how much teams do you want? I want 25 teams. How much teams in Canada? Yeah, 13 teams in Canada, 12 teams in the States. Do you want any Europe teams, Ivan? No. I don't want the players flying overseas. It's just no. Just Canada and the States. 12 teams in the States, 13 teams in Canada. They're like, Ivan, you want like the teams in the cities where the NHL teams play? I'm like, yeah, but Ivan, you're gonna be competing with the NHL if you do that. Yeah, guys, fuck the NHL. It's not my problem. I want the SHL teams in the same city as all the NHL teams in Canada and the States. So I'm now competing with the NHL. Obviously. And the NHL will go into a panic, obviously, if I saw the SHL. They will go into a panic. Oh, man, like, we can't compete with Ivan. Ivan has deeper pockets than us. Yeah, I have deeper pockets than the entire NHL, man. NHL generates about, like, $7 billion a year in revenue. I made, like, my $30 billion off my book. I have deeper pockets than the NHL, man. Start a league better than the NHL. Yeah. 13 teams in Canada, 12 teams in the States. Yeah. But there's some teams in Canada that are not in the NHL. Like, I would have a Hamilton team. I would also have a Saskatchewan team, like a Regina team. There is no Regina or Hamilton team in the NHL, but for my league, I would have a Hamilton team in Hamilton. I'll have a Regina team in Saskatchewan too. Obviously. So I'm not competing with the CFL's Saskatchewan Roughriders. Because the CFL Saskatchewan Roughriders is the richest team in the league. Obviously. only pro sport team in that province. Well, now you have a SHL team which is competing with the CFL Saskatchewan Roughriders, obviously. Yeah, yeah. You have to come up with names for each of your teams. You can't copy the NHL's names, so you have to come up with names for each of your teams, and you have to build all your arenas. Yeah, you have to build 25, $300 million arenas. That's billions of dollars in cost. $200 million salary cap per team. That's billions of dollars in cost. You have to buy chartered flights, like a 25-seat chartered flight jet for each team. I'll put a good $35 million towards each jet. That's like $750 million, almost $1 billion in cost. Yeah. What's the biggest cost, Ivan? The salary cap, the arenas, and the jets. That's like the bulk of the cost. Everything else is cheaper. It's a bit cheaper, obviously. Yeah. Like creating SHL skates, SHL sticks, that will cost me maybe a few hundred million, $150 million. That's cheaper. Upgrade SHL skates and sticks, hockey sticks, obviously. And the salary for the GMs and the coaches is in the millions too, but it's not as expensive. It's a couple $100 million. It's not as expensive as like all 200 million salary cap for each team, for all 25 teams. That's billions of dollars in cost, man. Yeah, the board guards will tell me, holy shit, man, your league will blow the NHL out of water. I know it will. It'll blow the NHL out of water. I mean, this is going to be better than the NHL. I know it's better than the NHL. How did I speak of myself that league, right? Yeah. Yeah. Well, tell me, I mean, you want this thing to really be big, you have to be the star player, man. Face of the league with the other star players. You gotta train, Ivan. Cut down on your beer. I'll be smoking, obviously, but I'm gonna have to cut down on my beer. I can't drink every day anymore. I'll just drink like every like once a week maybe. After I do the games, I pair up with the players. But you gotta be serious. I've been training. I know. I'll be serious. I'll be training all the time. You want to be a great player, you gotta work hard and train. That's how it works, right? You want to be. It's your job, your career. You have to work hard and train, man. Off ice training, on ice training, right? I'll work. Yeah. Yeah, man. So Austin Matthews, Sidney Crosby, and all those guys, and Ovechkin and Carmen, they will feel like shit. Oh yeah, they will. They'll be crushed because they missed out on that opportunity. Obviously, those guys, and they know they would have made way more money working in my league than they would ever would have made working in the NHL. Those guys would have made their 30, 40 plus $1 million a season, man, for a few years, and they reduced the amount. That's how it works, right? Yeah. Because I will tell the board of governors, yeah, tell the GMs that like don't pay a player any more than 40. Don't peak any higher than $50 million for a player, guys. If a player wants more, don't pay him any more than that. You're gonna drain your cap and only pay a player 40 plus million, $40 to $50 million if they're generational talents. Like Austin Matthews, Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby, and Connor McDavid. If those guys are not generational talents, they're good players, but not generational talents like Malkin and McGinley and all those guys. Those guys are not worth that. Pay those guys maybe 25 million, 28 million, 30. Don't pick any higher than 30 for those guys, where you don't drain your cap. But balance out their contract. Don't pay a player like 40 million every year. No, you're going to drain the cap. Pay a player maybe 40 million for 2 years, and after that you bring it down to maybe 30 for another maybe 3 years, and you bring it down to maybe 24 million for the next like 3 years. In his final season, that player makes maybe 18. That way you have more room to pay upcoming draft picks and other upcoming star players. You guys from Sarah, that way you create room. That's how it works. Don't pay a player, guys, like 40 million a season for like 8 years. You're gonna drain the cap, and you won't have as much room to pay more players. Other good star players. Good players are star players. Guys from Sarah. She's just saying, yeah, you have to tell them what they know, right? I even know your shit. Yeah, I know my shit, man. You have to do that, man. That way you have balance for your cap to pay more players, man. That's how it works. Let's do that, right? Yeah, no Williams, yeah. And the star players get league revenue. Only the star players, guys. The good players and average players don't get shit. They just get their salary, and that's it. They don't get league revenue. But the star players can get anywhere from 5 to 20 million in league revenue. But don't pay a player any more than 10 million unless the guy's a generational talent for league revenue. If they're amazing talent, star players, but they're not generational talent, pay those guys under 10, maybe 8, 7 million in league revenue, which is good enough. They're already making enough money, right, in the league. And the good players, you can pay them their 8, 9, 6, 10 million, 12, 13, 14, 15 million dollars the good players make. Which is a good paycheck for a fucking good player. These are not star players, these are good players who score maybe like 16 goals a season. They're just good players, they're not star players. Those guys get like 10, 12 million dollars. That's how much star players make in the NHL right now, right? That's how the SHL pulls the NHL water, obviously. Yeah. Will the NHL players panic if you start that Pro Hockey League? Yeah, they will. They're going to panic. And their agents are going to tell them, yeah, we're going to try our best to get you out of the NHL and work for Ivan's SHL Pro Hockey League. So Ivan's SHL Pro Hockey League pulls the NHL water. He can pay you guys more money than what you make in the NHL. I'm sorry, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. Will you upgrade it? Yeah, I'm going to upgrade the SHL sticks, hockey sticks, skates. That way you get better power skating performance for the players, better stick handling. I'm going to build beautiful facilities, like our practice facility and the main facility for the main games. Obviously, for the league, obviously. And I'm going to build nice. I want you guys to build nice fucking locker rooms, obviously, and like have them design beautiful jerseys, SHL jerseys for the team jerseys, right? Nice jerseys, nice helmets, nice padding, all like SHL sponsored. And the players get sponsored with all their Under Armour and protein shakes also during the offseason, like the NHL sponsors the players, where they sponsor all that stuff. Sticks, everything, yeah. And I'll have a practice facility, and that's where the players can train in the offseason. They can train in that in the practice facility. They can train there, obviously. I heard Sidney Crosby, he owns his own like rink, his own like small arena rink where he trains and everything. But like for my league, I'm gonna have my own practice facility. That's where the players train on the ice in the off season. They can train there. I'm gonna have build a nice gym facility where the players can train in the off season in the gym. Obviously, NHL probably has pretty nice facilities, but my facilities will blow it out of the water because I'm putting like 300 million towards each arena. So it's beautiful facilities, right, where they can train off the ice, in the gym, and also on the ice. Yeah. Got some Sarah? Yeah, man. But even seriously, when you put that rule with the GMs, yeah, well, I'm going to tell the board of governors to put it to let all the GMs in the league know. Obviously, don't ever pay a player any more than $50 million, and only pay players $40 to $50 million if they're generational rare talent like Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews, Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby. If they're not generational talent, don't pay them those guys any more than maybe $35 million. Don't go any higher than $35 million, and balance out the contract. Don't pay a player like $30 million every year. You're gonna drain the cap. No, pay him maybe $30 million for 2 years, and then after that you bump it down to maybe $25 million. You bump it down to 20, and then the last 2 seasons to make maybe 17, 18 million. That way you have more room to pay the upcoming draft picks. The draft picks have to get paid their millions. First round picks, I'm saying, and other upcoming players, you have to pay them. Create room to pay those guys more money. The good players, they have to get paid too. It's not just about the star players. You have to be careful. And $200 million is enough. I'm not going to go any higher than $200 million. That's enough money to pay the players, man, for the league. I'm generous enough to put $200 million in the salary cap. That's enough, guys, to pay the players now. The players get greedy and they want to have a good amount of cap. I'm not going to pay them that because some players might want to raise. Like, it's not fair. Ivan's a fucking star player. He's making all those fucking billions. You want to raise? Yeah, I'll give you guys a raise, like a $15 million raise. The league will give you a raise, but I'm not going to raise it to like $100 million. You're fucking crazy, guys. You're not worth that, man. I'm not having guys do like that, man. You get paid for what you're worth. If you don't like what I'm paying you, and you're obvious to the fact that I'm making more than you, go play in the NHL and make your $8-9 million as a star player, man. If you don't like what I'm paying you, don't hate me. As I guarantee you, Sidney Crosby, Austin Matthews, Ovechkin, and McDavid, I guarantee you those guys demanded maybe something crazy like $17 to $18 million, and the GM said, no, we can't afford to pay you that. Because the NHL doesn't have enough money to pay those players that kind of money. They're worth that money, those players, but I mean, the NHL can't afford to pay them that money, right? They said no to the agents, obviously. So those guys are greedy, obviously, right? All-star players and all pro leagues are greedy. Guarantee those players asked for more money, but the GM said no. We have to create more room to pay other players. Obviously. Yeah, we can't pay you Sidney Crosby like $18, $20 million. You're going to drain the cap. At the time, the NHL only had about like an $80 million salary cap. They can't pay him that. Because they have they have to pay the other 17 players their salary. And you have Malkin too. Malkin has to get paid too. Malkin is a star player. Not a generational talent, but he's a star player. He has to get paid too, man. He's a big part of the success of the Pittsburgh Penguins, obviously. He has to get paid too. That's why they couldn't pay Crosby like $18 million, $17 million. No, they paid him like 12. Yeah. Crosby peaked at $12.5 million for his salary in the NHL. I mean, David peaked at 13.5. And Austin Matthews, I think, peaked at 16 to 17 million. And Ovechkin peaked, I think, at $14 million in the NHL. Guys, I'm sorry. That's why the SHL will blow the NHL the water, man. Yeah, man. All right, will you build nice locker rooms? Well, yeah, I'm gonna build nice locker rooms, like luxury. I'm gonna have with a $300 million budget for each arena, you can build luxury locker rooms for the players. Yeah, beautiful press conference room and everything. You have to hire a press team for every team. Pay those guys like $120,000 a year a season to cover the press for each team. And you have the main press, which covers the main news in the SHL. You have to create an SHL website, stat keepers, all that stuff. That's a lot of work. Yeah. Photographers who take pictures during the games and during the press conference, you have to hire all those guys. Pay the photographers like a $100,000 to $120,000 season salary to take pictures for the league. Obviously, $130K is enough money for the press. That's probably how much they make in the leagues, right? They make about $100,000 of the photographers and the press. It's probably how much they make. Obviously. So you will have press. Yeah, I'll have press, but like the only press for my league is the press for each team. Each team has its own press team that interviews the players, and the news and the interviews gets featured on the team website, and all the news is there, and the photographers take all the pictures and everything. But there is no news outlets like the NHL. I do not sell to the gates. As my league would not have any sponsors because I do not sell to the gates. The gatekeepers own all that. Because I have the keys, I can afford to keep the league afloat with my keys. Obviously, I have the keys to the kingdom. The only revenue stream for my league, SHL, is the ticket season holders, the food concessions, the alcohol, the merchandise, and the online subscription service fee you have to pay to watch the whole season. Now, like you pay like your $180, $200, or whatever it is, $180 to watch to get access to watching all the games. $180 to watch all 82 games of your favorite team. And then you do a deal where you pay like $270 to watch, to have access to every single team and watch every single game. You can do that. $180 for your team to watch 82 games of your team, and like $250, $260, $70 to watch like every single all the games. Do it that way you make your money. That's how you make your money, Ivan, off your league, off your SHL league. That's how you make your money. I mean, that's how you make your money. That's how you make your money. There'll be some players who get greedy. Oh yeah, obviously. Guarantee either there's an upcoming generational talent, the player gets cocky, that player might demand $60 million a year, and the GMs say, no, we can't pay you that. We can't afford to pay you that. They might want maybe $30 million of league revenue, and the GM's like, no, we can't pay you guys any more than 20. It's part of the rule. Yeah, part of the rule is don't go any higher than 20 million for league revenue. For star players, man. If they want more than that, man, they're not worth any more than that. I'm not having guys do me, man. And only pay a player 10 plus million if they're generational talent. I recommend stay below 10 million for the star players for league revenue. That's enough. If a star player gets like 3 million, 5 million, 7 million league revenue, that's enough money. Excluding the amount of money they're already making, it's not money for those guys. They don't make that in the NHL. And only the star players get featured on the magazines. Yeah. Magazines is also another way I make money. As for my pro sport league, I will charge you for the magazines. They do a magazine thing and they interview all the star players, their success and everything, and they get featured on the magazine and the commercials too. We'll be playing and all that stuff during the broadcast of the games. Only star players get featured on the commercials. And I pay them for it. Or for the magazines, don't pay a player any more than maybe $500K for a magazine. No, don't pay a player any more than maybe $400K for a magazine. The $300K is enough. Pay the star players $300, $200, $250K to be featured on the magazine, do a magazine interview thing. That's good enough for the players. Don't pay the millions, guys. I'm already paying them. They're not worth any more than that. No, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Only star players, yes, guys. Only star players get featured on the magazines and the commercials. Obviously, the good players and average players don't get featured on shit because they're not star players. Obviously, you got to be a star player to be featured on that. Yeah, man. That's why Sidney Crosby will be amazing. Yeah, man. I would love to be featured on a magazine with Ivan, man, and be a star hockey player with Ivan. And be on his team and pass the puck to him, and he passes the puck to me, and I fucking score. That's fucking cool, man. Yeah, it's cool. Fucking amazing. I want to take the puck away from Ivan, have beef with Ivan, cross-check Ivan, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking glory, man. That's fucking fucking shit. Yeah, man, Ivan, if you do that, man, you're going to crush us, Ivan. Don't do this, man. Yeah, the Angel Boys are like shit. It's too late for those guys. I'll hit you guys who said, yeah, it's too late for those guys. It's actually funny. Well, Wayne Gretzky playing shit. Oh yeah, he will. Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux. These are all like what? Like the greatest hockey players ever, right? Obviously, they're gonna feel like shit. Those guys. I don't know, like they missed out. Yeah, we were famous and we're legends. We're legends in the game for his NHL. I wish I could play with Ivan. I was born in this generation. I got to be a legend in this league. I would have made way more money. What I made playing in the game was NHL. Yeah, NHL players peak at about 16 to 17 million dollars, guys, in the NHL. That's their peak. Obviously, NHL can't afford to pay the hockey players any more than that in the NHL. That's how it works, right? Yeah. Ivan, do you want fights in your league? Yeah, you can have fights, but I'm gonna stay away from fights. I'm not gonna fight anybody. If someone has beef with me, which people will, obviously, I'm a star player. I'm gonna resent fighting. I'm not gonna fight anyone because I don't want to get my ass kicked on live television, man. On TV, that's fucking embarrassing. Yeah. That's why I'm gonna steer away from fighting because I don't want to get my ass kicked. Right? It's embarrassing getting your ass kicked on fucking TV, man. That's why I'm never gonna fight anyone in my league. I'm gonna steer away from fighting. I just ignore them if the players have beef with me, obviously, right? Yeah. Because if you are a star player, Ivan, and you're the face of the league with these star players, guarantee a lot of players will have beef with you because they're envious, obviously. Yeah, Ivan's a star of the league. He's the face of the league. He's making all his billion. He owns the fucking league. He's making his tens of billions off the league revenue. We're making opinions. They can be envious about that. That's why some players might have beef with me, but I'm not going to fight them. I'm going to steer away from fighting because I don't want to get my ass kicked on. I'm not saying I can't kick ass. I can kick ass. I also don't want to get my ass kicked on like on television, right? Duh. Yeah. Yeah. Ouija will support you. Actually, would. Ouija will tell me, yeah, Ivan, you can do your pro hockey thing. Ouija will tell me, yeah, I'll just do my music, Ivan. You think Ouija would pursue acting if you became a pro player? Probably not. She'd probably just do music. Ouija will tell me, yeah, Ivan, I'll just do my album. I'll go world touring for my album. You can do your pro hockey thing. That's what Ouija would tell me. She would support me, obviously. And I'll support her for her music too. Yeah, Ivan, I'll just do my music. Go world touring for my album. Make my billions off that. You can be a pro hockey player, Ivan. That's what Ouija would tell me, obviously. Like the Carrie Underwood, Mike Fisher thing. Yeah, something like that, right? Yeah. Yeah. Why, if the NHL would go into a panic, of course they would. Yeah, man. If I start the SHL Pro Hockey League, the NHL, and all the players, coaches, GMs, and presidents and board of governors are going to go into a panic because they know I have deeper pockets in the league, the whole league, right? The NHL generates about $7 billion a year in revenue. Ivan made, I don't know, his 40 off his book. He can easily start a Pro Hockey League better than the NHL. You pay the players more, and then they all go into a panic. The players go into a panic, obviously. They're scared about their careers. Yeah, we're all going to be the side tension in the NHL if Ivan does an SHL Pro Hockey League. But some of the players in the NHL will end up in my league, obviously. Players who get released or who get traded, you know what I'm saying? Some of those players will end up in my league. But, I mean, yeah. Because you have to balance young players with veteran players in your league. You draft all the best players and you grab some players from the NHL, they work for you. Veteran players, they leave when their contract's up, they leave the NHL, they end up working for me. So a lot of the NHL players are going to leave when their contract's up, they're all going to go to the SHL, obviously. I can pay them more than what they make in the NHL. Yeah. All right, you got some balls to say you got higher potential than Rodney Garman David. In terms of potential, I have higher potential than obviously because I have the God gene that they don't have. So I think Rodney Garman David may be amazing players, but they don't have the God gene like me. I'm the imprint of fucking God, man. I have the genes, man. Obviously. And I have the genes whereby if I just if I work hard at something, I can be amazing at it. As you guys read my book, I have little writing experience, and yet it's the greatest novel ever written, guys. And that's me with little training. I only wrote one book, and I hold my craft of writing. Rapping, you guys heard my rap. Yeah, your rap is just as good. Yeah, my rap is pretty much just as good as all these famous rappers in Hollywood, man. I blow your mind with my lyrics. Some of my rap's a bit raw. If I work harder at it, I can be amazing as a rapper, obviously. You guys saw my acting right on video 5, remember that? That's me with very little training, yeah. I have the genes, man, to be successful in this world. And the keys to the kingdom. But it doesn't mean I'll hit the level, though. That's the thing, though. I don't think I ever would. But I have higher potential than all those guys. Because I have the God gene. Those guys don't have the God gene. David and Crosby and Ovechkin, all those guys are amazing players. Obviously. They're not born from God. They don't have the God gene like me, right? As be honest, guys, those 2 hockey reels I showed, were you guys pretty impressed? Yeah, that's not bad. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good, man. That's me with no training, guys. I didn't train. I never trained in hockey in my life. That's me with little training. Yeah. Put the bottle through the empty area on the couch and then bounce back. Yeah, and that's pretty good. Yeah, that's me with very, very little training, guys. I hire the best hockey trainers I train. I think I'll be an amazing player. But I also have that fear. What if I'm not good, man? What if I can't keep up with these guys? These are the best hockey players in the world, man. Yeah. And can I do the stuff that Austin Matthews, Ovechkin, McDavid, and Sidney Crosby do? I don't think I can. The stuff those guys do is fucking godlike. I don't know if I can do that, man. That's fucking crazy. Yeah. Alright, when you do All-Star games, yeah, I will. I'll do All-Star games for my league. No, the NHL doesn't do All-Star games. I don't have to do All-Star games. Or do they do All-Star games in the NHL? I'll do all the Olympic games, like Team Canada versus Team USA. I'll do that. But the competition stuff where they do like fastest skater, best shooter, I'm not going to do that. It's just a waste of time. I'm not going to do that for my league, right? You don't want to do that. It makes the experience better. Nah, guys, it's a waste of time. There's no point of doing skill competitions for my league. Just get rid of that. We don't need to do that. It's a waste of time. Don't do that. I know the NHL does it, but I don't want you doing that. Sarah? The board of governors all shocked. Holy shit, I mean, your league is gonna blow the NHL water on it. I know. Well, Ivan, like the NHL star players peak at like $60 million, Ivan. And you have enough money to pay a star player like $30, $40, $50 million. $30 million on average, right? As most of the star players in my league will probably peak at $30 million. It's very rare for a player to make $40, $50 million. Only if they're generational talent. I'm going to tell the GMs that. The board of governors tell the GMs that. Only pay a player $40, $50 million if they're generational talent. If they're not, but they're amazing players or star players, don't peak any higher than maybe $30 million. That way you don't drain the cap. $35 million. Don't peak any higher than 35 for a star player. That's enough. And you have to balance out their contract, guys, right? Don't pay a player $35 million every season. You're going to drain the cap. Pay him $35 million for maybe 2 seasons. And after that, you bring it down to maybe 28. Then you bring it down to 20. Then you bring it down to maybe 17.5, 18. That way you have more room to pay more players. Draft picks, upcoming star players, star athletes. And you have more room to pay the good players and the average players too. Because the good players and the average players have to get paid too. It's not just about the star players, right? You have to think about the other players too, obviously. You have enough cap room to pay a good player $8 million, $9 million, which is what star players make in the NHL, right? Pay those players for 10, 8, 9 million, 11 million. That way they get paid good money. Sarah? They can live their amazing rich life. But if the players get greedy and they want to raise, I'm not going to give you guys a $100 million raise for the cap. You guys are greedy pigs. You're not worth it more than this. A lot of guys do like that. Sarah. Yeah. Are you really gonna have it as part of the rule for the salaries? Yeah. Don't go any higher than 35 million for a player, guys, unless they're generational talent. They have to be rare talent. They're rare talent, you can pay them in more, maybe 40. I recommend don't even pay them 50. Pay them, don't peak any higher than 40. You gotta be careful for your cap. You can pay them 50 if you want, but you gotta balance it out, right? That way you don't affect the cap for the upcoming next star players. Obviously, that's $35 million for a star player in the SHL is enough money for the players. And you have to balance out their contract. I'm gonna keep saying that, guys, right? You have to balance it out. We don't drain the cap, right? Yeah. That's all. All pro sport leagues, they usually balance out the player's salary. They make a lot of money for the first couple of years, and then their next years they make a bit less. That's how it works. Sarah. Yeah. Either the players get housing? No, because I'm paying them their millions. See, the reason why the CFL gives the players housing like rent for a house or apartment, because the CFL players are not millionaires. That's why star players in the CFL, they get like a $200,000 deal. They get the league pays for their rent, and they might even get them a car. Because CFL players are not millionaires. That's why they get housing. But for the big four pro sport leagues, the players don't get housing because the players are making more than money. They're making their millions. They can easily afford to pay their bills, man. That's what Sarah. They don't get housing, the players, as what? I'm paying them their millions. They can easily afford to pay their bills. Duh. I don't know how those guys do me. Do they get per dime? Of course they do. I can give them like a $120 per dime for traveling for per day. They're away for 2 days. They get 100, like 20, 100, maybe $30 for per dimes to pay for their food, to get stuff for themselves. That's good enough. And that each team has a chartered flight, their own like beautiful like chartered flight. I'm not gonna go any higher than 35 million for the jet, because I have to be careful with my money. That's good enough. That's good quality jet enough for the teams, right? Yeah. That's why Carmen Davis and Eagles are acting like shit, man. Yo, man, if you do that, man, you're gonna crush us, man. We missed on an opportunity. They did. Yeah. And the players in my league are gonna be world famous players, man. They're gonna be famous players. Yeah. Famous fucking players, right? Yeah. More famous than the NFL, NBA players now, right? They're more famous because they're playing in Ivy League, right? They're more famous than all those guys. Yeah. Yeah. But here's the risk, though, man. What if I'm not good? That's the question. But I should be good, man. I have genes. What if I'm not good? What if I can't keep up with these guys, right? Because the board guys will tell me, yeah, if you want all the sport anchors talking about you and all these star players in the league, you got to be a star player. If you want the sport anchors talking about you and raving about you being legendary and everything, you got to be a star player, Ivan. If you want people calling you the next Wayne Gretzky, the next Mario Demira, Ivan, in the games that I showed, you got to be a star player with the other star players. You have to be the face of the league with the other star players. If you're not good, Ivan, no one's going to talk about you. Yeah, it's glory watching you play, but you're not scoring any goals. You're not a star player. That's the risk. What if I'm not good? What if I'm good enough to keep up with these amazing athletes, right, around the world? That's the if, right? That's the risk, obviously. You don't tell me, yeah, but what if you're not good? What if you can't keep up with these players? You got a good point there, Reed. That's why I'll remove some region, obviously. But it's time to start that Pro Hockey League. Christmas Iron. Ivan, what's your skill in hockey? Stick handling. I'm an amazing stick handler. Yeah. I remember back in 2012, towards Christmas time, I went to the ice rink for a good like week. And I used to train on ice and everything. And I remember I went against this kid. This kid was playing on the ice, and we played hockey together. He told me, he's like, "Ivan, you're an amazing stick handler." He told me that. The kid beat me though. He beat me on the ice. We played 1-on-1. The reason why the kid was able to beat me because I don't know how to skate backwards. I don't know how to do the power skating, so he had the advantage over me. But when I was handling the puck with my stick, he was blown away by my stick handling performance. Yeah, he's like, "Ivan, you want to play in the NHL?" I'm like, "Yeah, it'd be nice to play in the NHL." He's like, "You want to be Subban?" He told me that. Yeah, the French kid. The kid was a kid back then. Now he's like, I don't know, 25 now. Back then he was like a 13-year-old kid. This is 2012. Now he's like, I don't know, he's like 20. He's like 26, 27 now. I played with him, and he was blown away by my stick hand performance. He's like, "You're an amazing stick handler, Ivan." He told me that. He was blown away. He's like, "Why didn't you learn how to stick handle like that?" Blown away. That's me with no training, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. 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 When you do documentaries, yeah, I will. I'll tell you, yeah, I want you guys to do a documentary for each season behind the scenes. You want to do it, Ivan? Yeah, do like a documentary for each of the teams. Obviously, each of 25 teams. And you guys will be binging all the documentaries. Well, you're mainly going to want to watch my documentary with my team, right? Obviously. Because of why, obviously. Yeah, I want to watch Ivan's documentary because he's why. I'm more hyped for that Miami. But the other documentaries will be amazing too, obviously. Behind the scenes and everything of the season. Something cool like that. Yeah. Oh man, just see you do a press conference and see you skate on the ice practicing, that's fucking glory. I mean, yeah, it's glory. And if I am a star player, holy shit, man, Ivan's a fucking star athlete. He's on the commercial with his fellow star teammates. He's interviewing him in the press conference. He's cracking jokes. He's funny. He's putting on a show, and yeah, he's world famous to all these athletes. Yeah, man, that's why the SHL will blow the NHL water. And the board of governors will talk about, yeah, man, your league will blow the NHL water. I know. They'll blow the NHL water. Anyways, guys, this is a very original show. So I'm saying, peace. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Peace out, guys. Don't hate himself.